Where History Comes Alive. Henri had spent more than 30 years teaching history in a secondary school in Lyon. Every year, one of his favourite topics was ancient Egypt. His students always asked the same questions. How were the pyramids built? Were there really hidden treasures? Did the pharaohs believe in life after death? Although Henri had answered these questions hundreds of times, he had secretly dreamed of returning to Egypt himself. His last visit had been almost 25 years earlier. This time he invited his 17-year-old nephew Julien. "You've read my books," Henri said. "You've watched documentaries. Now it's time to see the real Egypt," Julien smiled confidently. "I think I already know quite a lot," Henri laughed. "We'll see." After landing in Cairo, they were immediately struck by the city's energy. Modern skyscrapers stood beside centuries-old mosques. Endless streams of cars filled the streets while the distant call to prayer echoed above the rooftops. "It isn't what I imagined," Julien admitted as they left the airport. "Most people picture only deserts and pyramids," Henri replied. "But Egypt is much more than that." That evening, instead of returning to the hotel, Henri suggested visiting Khan el-Khalili, Cairo's famous historic bazaar. The narrow streets were alive with colour and movement. Small shops displayed handmade lamps, silver jewellery, spices, perfumes, and beautifully decorated ceramics. The smell of freshly brewed coffee mixed with cinnamon and cardamom drifted through the crowded alleyways. Street vendors greeted visitors with warm smiles, while craftsmen patiently worked in tiny workshops that had belonged to their families for generations. Julien stopped in front of an elderly artisan engraving delicate Arabic patterns onto a brass lantern. "You've been doing this for a long time?" he asked. The man looked up and smiled. "For more than 50 years. Henri watched quietly. "Some traditions I survive," he said, "because people choose to protect them." Before leaving the market, Julien bought a small brass bookmark decorated with hieroglyphs. "It'll remind me," he said, "that history doesn't only belong in museums." Henri smiled. "That's a good beginning." The following morning.
If you enjoyed this story, there's much more waiting for you. Short Travel Stories in English, Volume 2, available on Amazon. Includes 7 original travel stories specially written for B1, B2 learners. Inside you'll find vocabulary in context, collocations, grammar practice, reading comprehension exercises, activities with answer key, and authentic cultural insights to help you build your English with confidence. Start your next journey today.